Hello and welcome back to Game 2 of the Underdogs League group stage game. We are here in SftP, started from the Priestess of the Moon, far too long of a name, versus the Russian stack. We already see bans are being adjusted. They ban out the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit was picked up in the previous game of together with the Drow Ranger. They were not able to win that game with it, but Forest, he is now named as Weed, but it is Forest, will be says nope, no more of that. These are all now different names because it's not a ticketed game. We had some issues with the lobby, so we will get through it. We already see on the dire side they ban out the Doom. Doom getting banned out once again. There's still a Treant Protector. There's a Tiny. Viper was banned out in a previous game. Then the question is, do you want to ban that Magnus? You just saw that Magnus absolutely destroyed that game. He died once, and apart from that, he just destroyed. And now they ban out the Puck. Puck was completely unbanned and unpicked in the previous game. Surprised to see the ban now. There's a Treant ban. And now Omni Knight is also still here, which was the hero that the Russian stack was banning first in this previous game. Now there's the Omni Knight ban. Okay. And now that still leaves in Tiny. Tiny, Disruptor, Magnus. There is a Tiny ban, and there... and they will take the Magnus. Now we'll see. Can Radiant beat that strategy? Or is that hero just so good that whoever gets it will win? They go for the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, we've seen it now once, and to be honest, I wasn't too impressed with it. And so we'll see what they could go for the Disruptor here. They could go for the Abaddon support or offlane. Just some save. Maybe the Rubik again. Rubik was played by the dire side in previous game. Confusing. Let's see. How are they going to approach this Magnus? Is it just going to be to picking up something like Bloodseeker? There they go for the Rubik. And now the dire side, are they going for the Disruptor? They're gonna go for the Lich. Not gonna lie, Lich Magnus in the safe lane sounds scary. Frost Shield plus the slows from Lich from like Frost Blast, and then the Magnus just hitting you with empower attacks. Whew. And we see the Winter Wyvern being banned out. We haven't seen any Winter Wyvern being played yet. I'm interested to see if that hero is that strongly. And we have the dipping into the reserve time once again. And what do they want to ban out here? They ban out the Ogre Magi. I mean, the Bloodlust together with the Magnus. Woo. That can be pretty scary. Also, the additional movement speed, not just the attack speed. Very, very good. So what are other ways to buff up your Magnus? Vengeful Spirit is out. I mean, you can just get something like Underlord and build a Solar Crest. There is a Slark ban and a Brewmaster ban. Are they gonna go for Phantom Lancer here? I wouldn't really know why you would ban out Brewmaster. It's not that bad of a hero, but it's also not that good. First thinking was like against the illusion of PL, so they ban it out if they want to pick up the PL. And they go for the Undying. Now, can't Dire, they could just run something like an Underlord in the off lane. He's gonna skip creep waves or like get them all together in one wave and then has a huge wave to farm with Firestorm.
5 seconds left.
Or are they gonna go for the second support hero here?
Radiant pick.
They go for a Dazzle, so some save, some sustain. And a lot of minus armor coming out from the bad Juju. And there is the Underlord, but not from the team that I expected. Now it is an Underlord off lane. And there's a Lifestealer, immediate response. I mean, Lifestealer just feasts upon the Underlord with his feast. And now both teams... Well, is this Magnus... They did that in the previous game. They had this Magnus first pick, and I thought it was going to go mid, but it wasn't safe lane. This Magnus, I'm actually gonna kind of assume it's gonna go
Dire's turn to pick.
mid lane because they have the Lifestealer. So they need the off lane, and there they ban out the Ursa. Do they want to pick up Centaur? I feel like Ursa's just so good against Centaur, and there's already Slark was banned out. Centaur would give him at least some stuns. Both teams kinda lacking the stuns. And what will it be here for the Russian stack? Could they do Magnus offlane and Storm Spirit? I feel like they don't have any good ways to deal with Storm Spirit. But then you could just counter pick him mid and put the Lone Druid safe lane. I don't know where this Lone Druid is gonna go. Most likely safe lane? Question mark. Now 20 seconds left. Or is this Dazzle mid?
Radiant's turn to pick.
They are gonna go for a Clockwork. Okay, so it could be Clockwork offlane. It could also be that it is Dazzle mid and the Magnus offlane. Very, very flexible lineup here. Don't really know what to make of it.
10 seconds.
Clockwork just feasts upon intelligence heroes.
Seconds left.
And there's only Rubik who has the telekinesis. Now, how are they going to respond? I'm pretty sure they are as confused as I am. Maybe not. Maybe not as confused as I am. But it is not an easy draft to read. That's for sure. And also with the different names now, I won't be 100% sure if that is the one who played off lane or mid in the previous game. They go for the Storm Spirit. So Ray mid on the Storm Spirit. So it's going to be a position 4 Clockwork, position 1 Lifestealer, mid Magnus. Klaxon was the Abaddon in the previous game. So it will be Dazzle going off lane. From the looks of it, with a Magnus mid. We'll see, can Rise do the same performance Sammy Boy did? Or maybe even outshine him. Whoop. I gotta go. 9,000 games played of Dota. Whew.
Prepare for battle.
And there we are in the game. We have on the Dire side, it will be Message. Don't remember the name before. On the Magnus going mid. Offlane, it will be the Indian Chief 2 Eagles. With his Sabotage as his support. Looks from the build. And up top it will be Sunrise on the Lich. And last but not least S on the Lifestealer. On the Radiant side it will be Chobo on the Underlord. Weed aka Forest on the Rubik. Ray on the Storm Spirit, and down bottom Sammy Boy aka Torfin on the Lone Druid, and Because Love aka Chinese Symbols on the Undying. And he already takes a Poison Touch, and I'm not 100% sure, but he might be dead here. There is a Battery Assault as well. There was a root from the bear here, that actually really helping out. But Poison Touch is still applied, and First Blood for the Dazzle.
You've just achieved First Blood. Thanks and have fun.
And now the Bounty
I always
Runes.
wanted to see an ancient fall. That stuff's over.
And Sammy Boy
Don't
taking
make
it
me come
away
over there.
from the Clockwork. So 2 for 2 Bounty Rune exchange, all even.
Stay frosty.
And we're all gonna stay frosty according to Sunrise. We have this mid matchup of Magnus versus Storm Spirit. There's the Empower. And already the cleave damage starting to hit this Storm Spirit.
Denied.
This Dazzle, I don't think he was in range for this first, but oh, Lich killing the Courier of Chobo once again, same as in the previous game. But that was not good luck. They lost that game. So the standings, it's 1-0 for Radiant. It is a best of 2 series, so nobody will be eliminated here. And there is a Poison Touch on this Lone Druid. Fear being applied. But Poison Touch still active on this Lone Druid. But now they're trying to turn this around on the Dazzle. One more root from the bear. Not gonna get it. 20% chance. And up top, this Lifestealer is gonna have a good time against the Underlord. Underlord, of course, will find his farm. Down bottom, there's a Battery Assault and the Poison Touch onto the Undying once again. He has a lot of decay stacks, but still not enough to get a kill here. The Poison Touch plus Battery Assault dealing a lot of damage there. And Dazzle, he's getting his last hits. 5 and 3 to the 4 and 2 of the Lone Druid. And the Undying just continuing to keep the decay stacks upon. And now there is a cog onto the Undying and the Poison Touch applied. There is a Soul Rip. And this Undying surviving a lot longer than they expected. There is a fear now. Poison Touch, is it gonna be enough? No, won't be, because this Undying has 1000 health at 2.5 minutes. Ooh, Forest, he is getting the revenge kill onto the Sunrise Courier for his offlaner. He says, don't worry, I'll avenge it. There is a Frost Shield now, but it won't be enough to go on this Rubik with the Lifestealer. Lifestealer would miss too much CS. And in terms of last hit, it's looking very good for the Radiant. Of course, mid. Ooh, Magnus getting very low. Storm Spirit taking the tower shots, and now Clockwork is here. He gets the stun, and the battery assault just continues to hit. And the cogs right before the creeps will come in, and the kill onto the Storm Spirit. Very nice rotation there by Sabotage. In the end, it was a 1-for-1 trade. They did lose their... actually, no, it's a 2-for-0 trade. What am I talking about? They also lost their Rubik up top, so early laning stage going better for the Dire than the previous game in terms of kills. But I've seen this trend a few times now with this SftP team, the Radiant stack. Sammy Boy, he gets good farm, and he will carry your game. There's a Poison Touch applied, and are they gonna try to go on this Lone Druid here? Oh, there's the fear. Very well played to hinder the persistence of the Poison Touch. And did Lich just he sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself for the greater good of having mana and health. There's a decay on this Clockwork. Clockwork, he just gets decayed upon multiple times by this Undying. Now they are gonna go onto this Undying once again. He has a lot of health, but there's the cogs, and he is gonna get a Soul Rip out. Is he gonna get enough damage here onto the Clockwork? No, they get another kill on the Undying. Now bounty runes. It is a 2-for-2 exchange. And down bottom, the Clockwork just continuing to run on this Undying. And Undying can't really do much about here, but now this Clockwork, he is getting low. And there's a kill for the Lone Druid. And now Dazzle, he is in a not a good spot. And now that's 2 kills for the Lone Druid, who also has good farm. That's not how you want the enemy safe laner to start. That's the opposite of how you want your enemy safe laner to start. Magnus has hit level 6. And so has the Storm Spirit. Very even. Storm Spirit has 10 CS more. Invisibility. And now has an invisibility rune. Oh, and sees the Clockwork here. So could call for backup. Oh, did they see this courier? They also see this stack here. Now Rubik is here. Now Storm Spirit just trying to steal the last hits here. And he got most of them, I believe. It was shared. This Dazzle, he is getting some last hits, but it is this Lifestealer who is having a rough time against the Underlord. Underlord has now 3 points in 5-star, and he will just TP out because there is no stun in this lane. Lich did not decide to go for Sinister Gaze down bottom. They go on this Clockwork. Clockwork, can they get a root? Oh, they actually switch targets on this Dazzle. Can they get a root? There's the root now. Fairy used. And the heal. They need another root. Another root. But there's the tombstone, and they don't need the root anymore. And because Love gets the last hit, and they also want to defend their tombstone. And Clockwork, oh, he has to use the cogs. And that's just 3 gold for the Lone Druid. And the deny from the Undying right in front of the Dazzle. Ooh, the Spirit Bear going very low. Oh, it actually will die to the Dazzle. That's 300 gold. And now that's the resummon. So if you kill this bear once more, he will not have it for quite some time.
This will do just fine.
Now there's another poison touch applied to this Undying. Undying is going to get coxed in once again. Because Love, you've seen this before, and he will just run to the tower. Oh, and the Rocket Flare. And the poison touch is still applied. Will he go down here? Ooh, 9 health. Meanwhile, the Lone Druid has just been focusing on this Dazzle. Is there gonna be a root? Is there gonna be a root? There's the root now. And the Fear and the Cogs. One more hit would have done it, but he was 20 health. Dazzle is going to survive, and the Spirit Bear is getting low. And that's still a 1 minute cooldown. It'll be interesting to see what the Lone Druid is gonna go for. So far it looks like for the Mask of Madness, just how fast a bear can take your tower with Mask of Madness is scary. Oh, huge stack from the Magnus. He's gonna get all of... And the trusty shovel. Woo! Ooh! The dream of every mid laner. If he gets a healing salve with it, that would be fantastic. There, he immediately rolls for it. Oh, he gets the TPs. Not what he wanted exactly. But still, here there is Underlord. He's just trying to steal some stacks, and Dark Rift away together with the Rubik. But he died right before Dark Rift went out, and so they lose 2. Double kill for the Magnus. And they immediately smoke. Now this is for the 10-minute mark. Now where's Storm Spirit is going bottom. They want to take this outpost for the 10 minutes. They will not get the top one. Now the Storm Spirit found the Dazzle here. Frost Shield is gonna keep him alive. And there is a tombstone being laid down by because Love. Now Maelstrom finished from this Life Stealer. And Magnus is here. And Undying, I'm sorry, but because Love, you've stayed a little too long. In mid. Lone Druid trying to take this tower. But now there is a Dazzle here to try to keep that push a little bit away. Dazzle has finished the medallion. And Lone Druid and the Storm Spirit. He has finished the Kaya. Just keeps on farming these jungle stacks. Oh, and Underlord. He has a mango tree. We'll see where he's gonna decide to plant that one down. Oh, they found the Undying once again. Undying, he's dying for the greater good. I mean, his cores aren't getting pressured much, so don't think you can really complain. Spirit Bear has finished the Mask of Madness, so this tower is suddenly gonna take a lot of damage. Oh, but the Poison Touch will kill this creep wave, and deter the lone druid from attacking the tower. There's a broom handle on this lifestealer now, together with the maelstrom. There's the open wounds onto the underlords, but there is clockwork here, telekinesis to put him away. There, ooh, hookshot is gonna go through 3 heroes. Sabotage with the hookshot right through the middle. But he still has a little surprise inside of him. And they still want to go on this. There's the lifestealer now. And the immediate Dark Rift. Do they have enough damage here? Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will be. Stone Bank having more than enough damage. Now we see very close game. Less than a 1k lead for Dire. And then Magnus has finished the Echo Saber, going for the Blink Dagger next. Same build as Sammy Boy did in the previous game. We'll see if he's gonna have the same impact.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Underlord is gonna go for the pipe, just to negate the magical damage from the Dire side. Oh, there is a Storm Spirit jump onto this Dazzle here. Dazzle, does he have a point in Shallow Grave? Yes, but he can't get it off thanks to the fear of the lone druid. And that's a kill. Oh, meanwhile up top they get another kill on this Underlord. And that is now Dire trying to take this tier 1 mid in exchange for the tier 1 bottom. But mid tower a lot more important than the offlane tower, I would say. And Radiant might not even get that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I would like Dire to keep this tempo up. I don't really think you can go too far late. And this Storm Spirit, he wants his Bloodstone. He doesn't want to fight really right now. So
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
oh, and they see this Undying here. Is there gonna be an open wounds? And the open wounds on the Undying. He doesn't have his ultimate, and he also loses his courier. Poor Undying. Storm Spirit meanwhile going onto this Clockwork. Don't know if you can get this kill here with the lone druid though, but there's a hook shot, and now they might turn this around on the Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit is dead. And now the Spirit Bearer has to run away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But now Lifestealer comes from the backline, and lone druid. Do they have any stun here? Oh, RP, not enough mana. Oh, actually, it did stop the TP with the skewer. And mega kill now for the Magnus. And I was saying, can he have the same impact? He is 5-0-1. Maybe the figuring out of this matchup is whoever gets Magnus. Lifestealer finds the Philosopher's Stone, gives it off to the Clockwork. And now Lifestealer will also be able to farm a lot quicker. That might be why he went for Maelstrom, because he gets the already a lot of damage from the Empower now. Underlord just gonna Dark Rift away. Nice attempt there by the Magnus to try to skewer somebody away. But everybody got out from the Radiant side. Now they're taking the outpost up top. Radiant most likely taking the one down bottom. And a Nether Shawl has been found by the Undying, who's finally been able to hit level 6. But Dire, they are on a roll right now. And I was saying they shouldn't stop. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're not stopping. Now, Rage stolen by the Rubik. Yeah, that is the...
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I don't play carries, so I don't really know. Oh, and the Storm Spirit Courier going down. He did not buy the components yet, so good for Ray. Otherwise, he would have been down for 2 minutes without his components from the secret shop. He can still buy them now. This Dazzle, he has finished his Necronomicon and has his bad juju. There's a Poison Touch on the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit just gonna jump away and use his TP. But now that does mean they can't just gonna go up here. Rubik, he is gonna lift the Clockwork. Clockwork has the hookshot. There's the hookshot onto the Rubik, and that is their battery assault. And but the Rage stolen by Rubik is gonna allow him to get out of the cogs. Now Storm Spirit is here. They are gonna try to turn this around on the Clockwork. Clockwork, he has overextended and he will go down. A very nice turnaround there from Radiant. Rubik having still that stolen Rage, making all the difference there. And now both outposts controlled by Dire. Despite Dire being in this bottom jungle, they need to take this outpost. Lifestealer has now the Heaven's Halberd. And now they are gonna go on to the Underlord. Underlord has a Dark Rift, but he also can just Force Staff away. I guess that works too. And he gets... Now Lone Druid, he has finished a Desolator on his Spirit Bear. So that will demolish towers faster even. Now it looks like Dire still wants to fight here. They find the Storm Spirit, and there is a pull from the Storm Spirit and the Telekinesis. There's the Rage now. And Lifestealer, he is just gonna walk away. Now Rage again stolen by the Rubik. There is a blink up from the Magnus and the Skewer down. Magnus playing very well. Has Blink Dagger, has Echo Saber, and making everything work with it. Now they clear out the creep wave. So there's no creep wave for the Dire right now to attack this tower. And meanwhile, Sammy Boy, Lone Druid, is just farming. And now we are approaching the 20-minute mark. Both teams have an outpost. There are the Necronomicons now. Do they want to go in for this tower? Backdoor protection has been eliminated, but your creep wave is dead. That is just a Skewer and Fate Bolt from the Rubik. And now Bounty Runes are being picked up by the Dire side. Oh, actually that was a Bounty Rune from the Trusty Shovel. I was wondering, I didn't see Clockwork anywhere near. Oh, there is a smoke up now by the Dire side. And do they find... Are they going to find this Lone Druid here? Oh, his smoke broke. He knows. He finds the Lone Druid. There's a Fear. And the Spirit Vessel already applied. That's the hookshot now onto this bear. They wanna kill off the bear? No, they wanna go for the Lone Druid. They see the Lone Druid with the Rocket Flare. But Lone Druid, he already has activated his ultimate. But the Chain Frost now bouncing between. But he will just turn this around on the Lich here. And they already lost that to his supports. But Lone Druid, he will go down. Lifestealer, he is in the midst of all of it. Now Storm Spirit, he is jumping back and forth. They lost their Dazzle. And now Lifestealer, he has to fight against 4 heroes. Buyback from the Clockwork. And Lifestealer, he just fights against 4 heroes. And he gets the kill. And also a Tombstone. Actually, it is the Clockwork who gets that. So buyback from the Clockwork, but they get the Lone Druid. And Lifestealer didn't die, and neither did the Magnus. Magnus in that time has finished his Daedalus. So same build, exact same build than what was played by Sammy Boy in the previous game. Got the Echo Saber into Blink, into Daedalus, into Abyssal Blade, it looks like. Oh, Storm Spirit is going to jump for the Lich here, but they are trying to turn this around, and Storm Spirit is gonna... Oh, he was trying to get away, but Magnus was waiting for him. And there's the RP now. It is going to miss, but they already have 2 kills. There's the Rage activated by the Rubik. And but Skewer with the Shockwave pull, and now there's a buyback from the Storm Spirit. They're trying to turn this around. They get the Magnus, jump in from the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is gonna go onto this Clockwork now. Clockwork, who is in here with him? Too many now, but Lifestealer, he's just man fighting 1v4. He's like, I don't care. And now is this gonna be a dieback from the Storm Spirit? Lifestealer, he is still in good health. Are they gonna be able to get this bear here at least? His bear is dead. There's no more bear available for this lone druid. Now Lifestealer, he has to run away. He has a rage. And there was Infest stolen by the Rubik, and the Lifestealer, he is just fast enough to run away. There's now the Storm Spirit going forward, but Lifestealer just turning it around, getting the Rubik, and now Undying is here, but there's a fear and the pull onto this Lifestealer. But Lifestealer, he is just playing 1v5. He is done losing because of his team. There is going around the Rosie a little bit, and now he decides, actually, let's kill zombies. And they are gonna go for the Tombstone and 200 gold for the Lifestealer. And this Lifestealer, he's just like killing them all by himself. So that was a buyback forced from the Storm Spirit, and he nearly went down. But he got the Bloodstone charges, so 17 Bloodstone charges, and there is the open wounds onto the Undying. 4 staff, not gonna be enough. Skewer away from the tower, and now they will go for the tower itself. Skewer stolen from the Rubik. Not exactly what he wanted.
Radiant's middle tower's not feeling the love.
And now Dazzle even has a mechanism.
Dire's bottom tower's under attack.
And meanwhile, Storm Spirit, he is just playing the split push game. 3k lead for the Dire side, but it really just feels like, can you deal with this Lifestealer? He has been playing very well. 8, 0, and 7. Of course the Empower buff up helps, but also I think the choice to go for Mjolnir was very good, because he is getting focused quite a bit. And now this will be a Roche attempt by Dire. And it was scouted out with the scan, but they will not be in time. Now, runes. That is a Roshan for the Magnus. They do not think that the Lifestealer is going to die. Dark Rift already activated, and he will just Dark Rift out. It's gonna get slowed by the Lich for a tiny bit, but Dark Rift will be successful. Now, there is an Orchid finished by the Storm Spirit. And there aren't... Ooh, Infest Bomb with the Magnus. Oh, they see the Storm Spirit. If they could have catched that. And they are gonna go for the Underlord here. The Blink. Is he gonna get it? Ooh, there's the RP onto the Underlord and the Skewer away. Meanwhile, Storm Spirit gets the Dazzle, and... But there is a hookshot onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, he is half mana. He has to jump away. Buyback from this Underlord. And this Nyx, what am I saying? Nyx. This Lifestealer, he is just massive. 15k network. There's a jump in from this Lifestealer. One-shotting the Clockwork. Always fun. And meanwhile, Lone Druid is just split pushing. The bear has he his AC finished? I can't speak anymore. Craggy Coat found. Very, very good item. Oh, Lifestealer trying to go with the open wounds on the Lone Druid, but the fear. Oh, but will he find him again? Now, open wounds on the bear, but another fear. Magnus has hit level 20 now. Lich only level 10. How are we in terms of level? Whew. Position 5s are struggling. Rubik, he's gonna try to get away from the Magnus, but one hit is gonna seal his deal. Meanwhile, they get the kill on the Lich down bottom. But there's a hookshot onto this lone druid with a nice chain frost. And that's your lone druid dying. He doesn't have buyback. All worth it for the Lich here. And they are already in base. Lifestealer is just going onto these towers. He's getting rooted. And Stormspirit is gonna jump. Ooh, Magnus close there with the skewer. There's an Orchid now. And jump forward onto this Magnus. This Magnus has an Aegis. And he is still rooted. Is he going to survive? Yes, he is. And he has an Aegis. So they can still continue this push. After they healed the Magnus up with mech and all of that. There's a jump in from this from the Storm Spirit again. But Magnus, he survives it all just with the heals from this Dazzle. Dazzle also has the medallion. Now Magnus has the Basher. Now they go in onto this Lifestealer. Lifestealer getting very low. He activates his Rage. He still has his Infest. It's gonna go into the Clockwork. There's an RP, but only on the Rubik. But this will be enough. They will go onto this Rubik. And now they lost their Aegis on this Magnus. That is a Rubik down. This Storm Spirit dealing a lot of troubles for this dire lineup to push the base. And this Magnus is just getting rooted and feared and rooted again. Now skewering away. And but Storm Spirit, you can't escape from the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit now trying to go onto this Clockwork. He is Spirit Vesseled up. There's a Sinister Gaze now. Has Ray overextended? No, he hasn't. He has known exactly what he wants to do. But Lifestealer, he is here now. Lifestealer gets the bash. That's Storm Spirit bad. And the hookshot forward. That's Undying that he will be back in half a minute. And now this bear, it's gonna get low here. And Lifestealer, he hits hard. There's another Rocket Flare. But the fear not going to affect the Lifestealer. But the Telekinesis is going to save the bear. He wouldn't have a resummon. So that is a big deal. So, don't really know who came out on top of this game, of this fight. But I would say it was Radiant. Of course, they lost their Storm Spirit. But Storm Spirit is starting to feel very, very safe with all of his mana. There aren't many good stuns against the Storm Spirit. There is no Hex or anything like that yet.
Boom! There it goes.
Now there was a Paladin sword found by the lone druid. And Storm Spirit is still dead. Undying meanwhile has been on the fight for a long time. Undying. He has been the punching bag of this game. Or at least of the dire side. And now they lost their Aegis, and they see like Magnus is not, it doesn't feel as invincible as in this previous game. He is gonna go BKB next. I like this choice. They need to be able to lock down the Storm Spirit, and you can't do that if you just get controlled by him over and over again. Lifestealer's close to level 25. That plus 2-second rage duration. He also has a Basher, so they realize their lack of lockdown, so they're going Basher into Abyssal Blade on the Lifestealer. If Lifestealer gets the Abyssal hit on the Storm Spirit, that is gonna spell doom. Meanwhile, Clockwork, he had his Spirit Vessel for quite some time now, has a Dragon Scale in the backpack. Oh, do they see this Underlord here? And they have Magnus available. And there's the Rocket Flare. And there's the Dark Rift away from the Underlord. And he will get out. And now Storm Spirit just pushing out wave after wave with his jump. It is a 7k lead for Dire, but from this last fight, it's very it's very close. Lifestealer just eliminating some couriers. There's another Storm Spirit jump. Down bottom. Magnus got gone on, but he is fine. Oh, Courier, is he gonna go down? No.
Do it with flair.
And now we see Radiant is just being forced into their base. I haven't really seen them leave their base, and it is being reflected in terms of net worth as well as experience. Lifestealer has hit level 25. Meanwhile, oh, I guess Storm Spirit is level 24. Ooh, did not expect that, to be honest. Oh, there is a smoke up by the Radiant. And they are going to go onto the Clockwork. He immediately removes the silence, but he will still go down. Sabotage taking the hit for his team. Now there is a fear applied to the Lifestealer, and there's an RP now on 2 heroes. They get the 2 supports, and the Storm Spirit is jumping in. He's jumping around. Can they? There's a Chain Frost, but it will not bounce. Now they will focus onto this bear and this on this Underlord. And this Underlord, he does not feel tanky against the Magnus and Lifestealer combo. And there's another crit. And Storm Spirit, he is jumping in again, but if he gets bashed once, there's the Shallow Grave from the Dazzle, and now Undying, he will go down once again. That's a buyback. A dieback even. And then now Underlord gets his bash on the Lifestealer, but Lifestealer gets graved up, and he's going to try to turn this around. Gets the open wounds onto this Underlord, and Underlord another dieback. And they lose their Magnus, but that's 2 diebacks on the Radiant side. And now 10k lead. Now they're going to try to take down this bear. Fear has been applied. And now jump in from the Storm Spirit once again. Guardian Grief's not going to be enough to save the Dazzle. And now it's Lifestealer against the world. Can he do it again? He will be focusing on the bear. Now on the Druid. Druid has his ultimate form. So suddenly he has too much health. And now bear is down. I repeat, bear is down. Lone Druid just lost 15,000 net worth. And now Dire is pushing the base. There, Lone Druid, he still has his ultimate form, so he still has 4,000 health. Storm Spirit is jumping in again, clearing out the creep wave, but there are catapult waves. Those will survive the magic damage. Now open wounds onto this Lone Druid here. Can Radiant hold this? Underlord will come back in 40 seconds. There's the telekinesis onto this Lifestealer. And the pull. There's now the hook shot in. And the delivery package out. Hook shot back in from the Rubik. And now Lifestealer. He is not done yet. There's a Ghost Scepter by the Rubik, keeping him alive. And Lifestealer's like, actually, I'm done. But now Storm Spirit, he still has something to say. Keeping the Lich busy with being dead. And now going on to this Clockwork. And Clockwork gonna go down as well. The only person not dying is this Lifestealer. Can you kill him? And the answer is no so far. No structural damage in terms of taken down. Some damage was done, but a lot of buybacks.
Stupendous.
But they did get a lot of kills on the way out. What I'm scared about is this Magnus hitting level 25 and the plus 15% in power damage for the Lifestealer. This Lifestealer, he has finished his AC. Is gonna go into the Bloodthorn next. I like this choice. I don't think that Storm Spirit is going to expect this. He has no defensive items. If he gets Bloodthorned, I think he's just dead.
A bounty which my matriarch will prize.
And there is an Underlord in the midst of 3 heroes. Chobo. Oh, actually Storm Spirit jumping forward. But there's the Grave from the Dazzle. And now they're going on to this Underlord. Underlord, he can't get his Dark Rift off and the Fear. And that's Underlord dead for 80 seconds. Still no buyback. Now Rubik, he stole Rocket Flare. That is going to give some good vision. If you want to use it. Roshan is up again, so Dire could start to take it. Magnus, he has hit level 25 now, and is gonna deny a tower with 1 hit, because he has 500 damage as his attack. And this Lifestealer, whew, who are they gonna give the Aegis to? There's the Empower. On the Lifestealer. There's a jump through from the Storm Spirit. Oh, jump in? No. And immediate smoke. I like this play. Dire, they know. They want to play to win. They know Underlord will not be up for another half minute. And they just want to go. Magnus, he will just be like, actually, I want to hit creeps. And he also has his BKB. He already used it in a previous fight, apparently. Also, Clockwork has this Lotus Orb, which I'm a big fan of. Very good against the Storm Spirit. And there's the Storm Spirit jumping in. Ooh, hookshot is gonna hit the Dazzle and not the Storm Spirit. Sabotage got a little bit confused there. Who is his friend and who is the foe. It happens. It happens to the best players. Storm Spirit has hit level 25. That's why we see all these beautiful remnants. Just 1 hit by the Magnus. And the Storm Spirit is gonna try to jump onto this Lifestealer, but Lifestealer, he has Aegis. Also, level 30, plus 50% open wounds lifesteal and 1.5% feast lifesteal. That's gonna be really, really good. There is a TP and there is a bash onto this bear, another bash, and that is gonna be a bear gonna go down once again. Lone Druid, he has a resummon, is going to use it. Lone Druid also has hit level 26 now.
It happened again.
Oh, Rubik gonna go down. Lifestealer, ooh. Abyssal Blade. Oh, there are a lot of TPs in. They wanna go for this Underlord, but now RP was not used, but BKB activated by the Magnus, and Underlord, he is just trying to make space here. He knows he's dead. There's the Abyssal Blade. And that's 2 heroes down for the Radiant side, but they still have their Storm Spirit, who has a regen. So all of this did not cost him anything. Now Bloodthorn finished for the Storm Spirit. And Lifestealer, does he want to buy the full Bloodthorn? Oh, there is a silence onto this Lifestealer. Lifestealer, will he go down here? Oh, that's his Aegis popped. Very well played there by Ray. Did not expect him to have enough damage there. But Lifestealer deceptive to the magic damage when he can't get his rage off. And now Lifestealers, oh, they get the RP onto this Storm Spirit, and Storm Spirit is dead. He has a buyback. Now buybacks is what counts. There's a buyback from the Storm Spirit. He will immediately jump in. Now Undying, he's gonna use his ultimate. He's gonna keep his Tombstone alive for not too long. That's 200 gold for this Lifestealer, and Lifestealer says, "Get me out of here. Do me a delivery." Now Storm Spirit, he is gonna jump in once again. Now Lifestealer, he wants to fight this. There's his arm onto this Undying, and Undying, he's not gonna get up the cliff, and he will be down. Underlord is back alive. But Dire is very much struggling to push high ground here. This Storm Spirit just proving to be just one bitch. Also Princess Knives. Actually, that's really, really good. There's the Abyssal Blade. And Dark Rift, is it gonna be in time? Yeah, it's gonna be enough. Down bottom, Lone Druid. He has finished his AC, his Abyssal Blade. He's gonna go into an Agnum Scepter next. There's also a Spell Prism. How are we on neutral items? For the Radiant side, they found the Spell Prism and the Ninja Gear. Ninja Gear is on the Lone Druid. I like this choice. And only Princess Knife found by the Lifestealer so far. If he gets a first hit on this Storm Spirit and hexes him, that can be pretty big. Now, Empower was stolen. And down bottom, Storm Spirit going onto this Clockwork. Clockwork has the Lotus Orb, so that will keep him safe. But now Lone Druid is here. And the Abyssal Blade. And oh, there's actually the Fear and the Guardian Greaves, and Clockwork does survive. Now, Magnus is here. RP up in 2 seconds. Now, that's already Tombstone down. There is Storm Spirit jumping in. There's a root on this, onto this. Oh! He used his RP. And the RP was stolen by the Rubik. And he used his BKB. That's a full disengage from Dire's side. He did not have his Blink Dagger up. I immediately regret my decision. I agree, you immediately regret that one. Oh, hey. Yeah, this is Ninja Gear. Okay, good. Nobody. This exact same item as the opponent's team. It's very funny. Both teams having Ninja Gear and Spell Prism. Oh, actually, I have Princess Knives. No, my bad. They look very similar.
Unseen, not unskilled.
Now Spirit Bear, he is gonna go for the... Oh, there's an Abyssal Blade onto this bear. Can they get this bear? Abyssal Blade back, but now there's Clockwork here. Clockwork, he gets the cogs right with the Fear, and now they will focus onto this bear, and this bear will go down. Also, there was an Undying going down, but now the Magnus is getting gone on by this Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, he's not gonna go for it further. He knows there is a BKB available, and the rest of the Dire lineup is coming over there. Now that is another resummon from Lone Druid being used. We see in terms of levels, Lifestealer the closest to level 30, and he has a DD. And now he's gonna just rage up and hit this tower. He just wants a tier 3, and they take the tier 3. Meanwhile, Lone Druid is just split pushing, and he has actually taken a tower and a rack. There is a hook shot in, and this is gonna be the bear. That is the resummon. He doesn't have another bear for 30 more seconds. And is he gonna get out of here? Yes, he will. Let's use your trusty shuffle. It might be a bounty rune. 14k net worth lead for the Dire lineup, but they are struggling against this Storm Spirit. Hard now for the Lifestealer. There is a Minotaur Horn found by the Lone Druid. Not the best of items. This Clockwork is running at 550. With the Ninja Gear. Oh, he finds the Lone Druid here with the cogs. He might be paying with his life here, but there's a hookshot, there's the grave, and now they are gonna go onto this Lone Druid here. There's an RP used by the Rubik, but the RP onto 3 people, but Dark Rift was already used. Do they have enough damage? No, they don't! Now, it is a bear down, but bear can be resummoned right about now. The RP was beautiful, but Dark Rift was already used. So they get out. Now Magnus has a heart as well. So 6,000 health on this Magnus. 4,000 health on the lifesteal. Oh, actually, that's a jump onto the bear, but the fear. Oh, they get the Sinister Gaze on the Rubik. Rubik has a Ghost Scepter. He's gonna put it away. He also has a Hex. He has a Hex! That's a one rich bastard. Storm Spirit jumping forward and jumping away. Doesn't want to get caught.
There it goes.
Force Staff from on the Lich. Positions 5. They had it rough this game. Lone Druid, he is just stealing the creep wave. So now there is no creep wave to push for the Dire side, and they just can't breach high ground. We are 47 minutes in. It is a 15k lead, and now Roshan, he has, this is a refresher shard for the Magnus. That is going to be big. Double RP on the right targets. That is going to decide the game.
You ever been underneath this pit?
Also getting the cheese. Now are they going to go onto this Lone Druid here? Lone Druid is got TP out right in time. Oh, there was a Rocket Flare. And they see the bear. They are hookshot forward, and they will just settle for the bear. There is no fear available. There's a Sinister Gaze. There's a fear now, but the rage will prevent the bear from getting away. Of course, he has a resummon.
This will do just fine.
Now, up top, the Magnus. He has the Storm Spirit. There's an Abyssal Blade and an RP used. And the Skewer only gonna catch out the bear. Now they are gonna try to focus on this bear. This is the resummon. But Lifestealer, he just won. Oh no. They are a little bit discoordinated. Or not coordinated. That's the word. Weren't quite ready to go on the same target. Was that a Refresher Shard used? No, Refresher Shard on the Clockwork. And now Storm Spirit, he is going. Oh, he missed the creep wave this time. Is this gonna be enough to clear out the creep wave? Oh, this time he's just gonna go in. And here they are gonna get this Dazzle. Dazzle is gonna go down.
Boom, there it goes.
Now the hookshot is going to miss on the Rubik. Nice sidestepping there. RP was again stolen by this Rubik. This Rubik having one heck of a game. Oh, they found the Magnus here. And Magnus, he has a BKB, and he's gonna try to hit this Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is low on mana, and now he's gonna skewer away. Now the bear is getting attacked. Fear with the Sinister Gaze, and now this Lifestealer is gonna try to manhandle this bear here. It's just gonna run away. There's an open wound. It's going to slow, but fear again used. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Storm Spirit trying to get this Clockwork here. Magnus is TPing in. Now the cogs are being used. There's a Lotus Orb. And now Magnus, he's here. Abyssal Blade onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, he cannot get away. Storm Spirit dead, but he has buyback. Now this Undying has a haste rune, so he is pretty fast. But there's a hookshot up in 2 seconds. But he did juke the right way. Oh, actually, no. He didn't. And now Clockwork has found him. And that is 2 heroes down.
The strongest enemy I've grappled with.
Now Lone Druid, he will just continue to cut these creep waves. And that is why Lifestealer is the personal escort of this creep wave here. There's the telekinesis. And meanwhile, Lone Druid, he is just ratting this base. Oh, there's a hookshot onto this bear, but it is just a bear, and he has a fear. And now the creep wave has been deleted except for these 2 siege creeps. And Lifestealer, he just wants to push high ground. Now he has an Orchid. Soon his Bloodthorn. There's not a telekinesis. Buyback from the Storm Spirit. Now there's the turnaround with the Abyssal Blade. But now Storm Spirit, he is gonna try to get away. He has his rage still up. Is he gonna get a bash here? There is a hex onto the Lifestealer. Now the Abyssal Blade onto the Underlord, he is gonna go down here. 20% HP. Now Storm Spirit jumping in again. Too much damage coming out from the Storm Spirit. They will be focusing on the buildings. There's a glyph coming out from Radiant. Same for Dire. And meanwhile, split pushing. The Lone Druid is just split pushing the base. But Dire, it looks like they want the lane of Rax here. They get the melee. Another hex onto this Lifestealer. He is getting disabled here. But do they have the damage to deal with him? He has... Oh, there's the Abyssal Blade onto this Undying. Force stuff forward. And Undying is going to be dead. He has a buyback available. And now another bash onto the Underlord. Underlord, he's going to take a lot of damage. There's the hex from the Princess Knife. Storm Spirit jumping in once again. Gets the pull onto this Lifestealer. Lifestealer gets the Grave. He is still healthy here, and he still has Aegis. Let's not forget, this is just Aegis. And now he has a Rage. He wants to go onto this Undying. Undying just bought back. This is a dieback. No more Undying for this fight. Now another hex onto this Magnus here. That is one lane of Rax. But meanwhile, they lose multiple lanes of Raxes in their own base. Now another Abyssal Blade forward. Now Lifestealer, he is getting low, but there's the RP. But meanwhile, Lifestealer is hexed, so he can't deal the damage. But there's the damage onto this Rubik. Rubik buys back. Underlord, he is dead as well. The Underlord buying back as well. And now, but all Dire barracks meanwhile have fallen. Dire needs to go for the base here. Lifestealer has hit level 30. All his talents are available, and they will just go for the throne here. They want to end this game. They say, fuck this split push. Now Dark Rift from the Underlord. He wants to go into the enemy base. They just want to rat them. And now we will see, can Storm Spirit stall them enough? Magnus and Lifestealer, they deal a lot of damage. Now Clockwork did go down. Tier 4s are down. Beautiful Storm Spirit jump in, and that is 2 heroes down. Now everybody buying back. Lifestealer, he is still up front. He has not died this game. He wants to win this game. Storm Spirit is dead. I don't know how. Storm Spirit down. And now they will be focusing on the buildings. And now they just can't deal with this Lifestealer. Lifestealer now focusing on the Ancient. There's another Fear coming out. Magnus, he is here. Back alive. He used his buyback. There's a bash onto this Lifestealer. Lifestealer, he is going down here. But now he has his own lifesteal. And he is going to hit back. He is being empowered. There's a Grave onto this Magnus. And Magnus still surviving. Now the telekinesis from the Rubik. And Magnus is down. That's down for 2 minutes. But Lifestealer, he is going to hit the Bear. Now Bear down. There's ultimate used by the Lone Druid. But Lifestealer, he is just focusing on this Ancient here. Can Lifestealer do it? He has another Rage up in 5 seconds here. Meanwhile, the Dire base is being attacked by mega creeps, but Lifestealer, he just wants this Ancient. Now he's gonna focus on this Underlord. Underlord, he has 20 HP. He is gonna go down. Underlord dead. No buyback for him. Lone Druid, he is still here, but he doesn't have a Bear. But Lifestealer, this Ancient is still alive. It is regenerating. You have to go for the base. Now Rage up. He is gonna go straight up. He is eliminating the Rubik and now focusing on the Ancient. And GG. Well played. Dire taking game 2 of this best of 2 series. What a game. What a fight in the end. And this Lifestealer. Woo.